Greetings, this is Robert Forsch. I wanted to go live and show you the weather wars. And I'm going to be developing a web page so I can invite friends, and then I'm going to share some of my best videos on weather modification. I've got a bit of a challenge here. My system is trying to and I wanted to pan around and simply talk about weather wars for a little bit. In a video, in a comments section, and then I'm going to feature some weather modification, geoengineering. There's a lot going on with that. The powers that shouldn't be, or they like to have us call it chemtrails and all that. They're spraying us. Well, they're doing more than that. They're actually modifying the weather. So I was hoping to have some loud rumbles of thunder roll through here again like it was recently. I want to go through and show you. There's some. Recently I sent out a post from Firmament showing lightning sprites that are bouncing off of the apparently off of the firmament about 60 miles up. 20 miles up is the tallest as far as I know balloons that we have videography of, and 60 miles up is a good distance. The rockets that are launched from NASA are just diving into the ocean, off into the Bermuda Triangle or whatever. We've got some excellent information to look at. I can change the name of this video to anything I want it to be. It's flat earth research as well. There are people that are deceived, and by irony and paradox, they don't know that they're deceived. And so what's happening right now is the sun is moving in a course to provide warmer water that's a breeding ground for hurricanes. Hurricane Florence is approaching this area potentially. We'll find out as time goes on. Understanding that we don't live in a spinning ball is really a lot different for me. Looking at the way the weather works, the way that this world actually works, it's easy to understand how how based on perspective a level or a layer of clouds looks like it's going down. It's not forming around a ball, it's just that it's further away from us. Right now there's an obvious rotation. I just got in off the motorcycle. I could see it coming. I was about 12 minutes away from here, and I suited up. I had my rain outfit on. It's not so that I won't get wet, it's so that I won't get hurt. The rain is really painful. It comes down really fast. When we have hurricanes here, I've seen inches of rain happen in minutes, and a lot of this water just runs off into the ocean. But we did have an area right here, it's on one of my videos, where the storm drain didn't work so well and it was flooded. Well, what that means right here is you can see this car look like it's right next to a lake, and it was the road right here. If we were hit by a lot more rain, we would have had our house flooded out. Yeah, that's how serious it can be. And that's a difficult situation when there's flooding. So what I'm going to do is to be prepared to cover the hurricane as best I can. Wow, that's a pretty ominous looking shot behind me, isn't it? So I'm gonna be prepared to cover that. Wow, lightning right there, huh? Pretty amazing. Understanding a little bit more of how the world works, and that we're not spinning, wobbling, gyrating. It's just that the weather systems are moving around. And to be clear, I just want to emphasize this with weather wars. There is a high active auroral research program in Gakona, Alaska. It's one of many atmospheric heaters in the world. and there can be more systems working that we're not aware of. The cell towers can very well be a part of that mechanism. I'm not exactly sure. What I will tell you is that I've noticed some very interesting activity of clouds around the cell tower that's right over there, just like right in our local area here. You know, that's like a half a mile away. We've got another one right over there. There's millions of them, millions of cell towers, dedicated cell towers, and then of course there's water towers and 5G routers and that going in all over the place. Just to be clear, I'm not freaked out about all this. I've got a friend who I just talked to who's concerned that he's a targeted individual. He said, "Do you know anything about that?" I said, "Yeah, I know it's real. Electronic targeting, and that can happen." So I'm going to be creating web pages, Facebook pages that deal with some of this, and I'm going to hashtag it when I can. From what I understand, I can only hashtag a group name. If I put a hashtag in a page, it'll kick it out. So I will probably have a page called Weather Wars, and then I'm going to invite all my friends to check it out. And because I've got approaching 3,000 followers that I can't invite that way, what I'll do is I'll make that in a post. So what I found out that I can do is copy and paste a hashtag in a post. Like this live broadcast will go out, and then I'm going to pin some of the best information on that, like I did on 9/11 Truth. 4 minutes showing how absurd the official story of 9/11 is. I pinned that post, but it's more than a 4-minute video. It's 1,200 videos. It's my liked video playlist. I like what I do. I like exposing the truth, helping people to make an informed decision for eternity. What do we have here? Well, one of the things that we have is the YouTube Eternal Perspective vehicle. I'll be going to the Flat Earth International Conference, Lord willing, in November, at which point I'm going to hopefully be able to have an opportunity to do some broadcasting from there, and it'll be a bit different. I'll be not only ready for it, but there's going to be a whole lot of people there that have seen me. Thanks for millions of views. On my YouTube channel, I'm getting thousands of views a week. However, I'm getting, because of the activity of them making fun of me, talking about we don't have toilet water, flying out on people in Australia because of gravity. Well, hello, it's just water seeking its level. That's what it does. The impossibility of the water sticking to a ball. Uh-oh, garage is messy. How about that? I just want to show you something. I never get tired of this. So I've got the spinning globe here. I'm going to just show you real quick in the water out front how ridiculous and absurd. Whoop. Rain's coming, Mike's falling. I got to wrap this up, so I'm gonna be real quick about it. Sorry about that. So what I've got here is my little gazing pond in the front. Wind chimes there to show the impossibility of living on a globe, but this right here, just showing the impossibility of water sticking to that. And what I was going to show you too, I've got a water bottle that'll help make this work out a little bit better. I can't hold up the jug so good, so I'm going to do it differently. These are vinegar bottles. I get them from Costco, and it works good for me. Oh, it's all bound up on the edge of the deal there. Yeah, it's not working so good. We've actually got a wind coming from that direction, so it's bound up on here. It's just what it'll do. So it may seem a little ridiculous. However, the bottom line is the water doesn't stick to the ball. It'll just keep spinning and spinning and all of that. The reason we don't have to worry about the water spilling over the edge of the earth is because, well, it's pretty big and it gets pretty cold when you get away from the path of the sun. So I'm going to develop pages, the hurricane as I'm able, and I want to thank you all for your public and private encouragement. And I've got a lot of content. Feel free to explore that if you care to. When I make a video like this, it's not meant to be a definitive. Yeah, how about that? It's not a definitive story on the topic. It's more of an advertisement. This storm is like going right over us here, right around us. When I hear the awesome thunder, the power of that is absolutely magnificent. Now, they can control and steer hurricanes. Who are they? Well, basically the deep state, the shadow governments of the world that collaborate together, and in public we get cold wars, we get hot wars. They like to reduce the population and enslave humanity. So it's a very elaborate deception that conscripts the communication system of the world. Shout out to Wolfie and his cadre of people that are making fun of me on his video exposing the flat earth lie. He's something talking about that. Well, what I simply want to help elaborate on is the water exposes the impossibility of living on a globe. I don't care how many digits you have in your bank account or letters you have around your name. I was deceived. I was an atheist. I was very proud, and I was very deceived. When I and I was a part of perpetuating the deception. I was a part of that. And when I realized it was a lie, I had an obligation by God to help share the reality of this with people. I talked to people often that were atheists and came to believe that there is a God, that the God of the Bible is real. I believe it's only by God's grace that anybody can love and believe the truth, let alone find it. So if you've unfriended or blocked me and you've come out of that and decided to contact me, that would be cool. What I typically do is I make my information available so people can give me a call if they want, even if it has been like unfriending or something like that. Of course, I've got the Eternal Perspective, and that's my direct contact information there. It can handle the rain. It can handle the dew and the water. That's why I tape it like that. You can do it too. On my telephone, on my screensaver, I've got my business card. You can do that too if you want. When I've got my phone with me, my lock screen on my phone is my business card. Somebody could take a picture of it, send it anywhere in the world if they want. Can your business card do that? I've been a think outside the box guy for my whole life. And what's so ironic about all that is I didn't realize how far out the creator of this world has taken me and what we can do together. So it isn't about look at what I'm doing. It's not look at me. It's look at what we can do together to expose the reality of the world that we live in. Once again, I want to point out the impossibility of this working on a globe. Things can't hang upside down in relationship to other wind chimes. That's impossible. It doesn't work. I'm going to have right now the pool table has got a lot of stuff on it. I'm gonna uncover that and put it in the main room. Couldn't even play a friendly game of billiards on a spinning, wobbling, gyrating oblate spheroid. Come on, none of that stuff would work. So what I've done with the toilet water comment, was just talking to a friend about this earlier. Humor can make the medicine go down. Yeah, it's a bit hard a pill to swallow that we've been lied to and we believed it. I believed the Santa Claus lie. That was the first knowing deception that my parents were involved in, and it was really elaborate. How it was like a social thing. You don't tell the young children that there's not a Santa Claus. Well, the Santa Claus delivering the presents all in one night worldwide, that was ridiculous. Now we know that. So is living on a globe. It's impossible to do. It can't be done. Yeah, there's a storm approaching. 3 people per second no longer have their human experience. We're all eternal beings having a temporary human experience. Oh, I won't put you on the camera, honey. Not now. I love you, baby. All right. All right, thank you so much. I'm going to post this and then create some pages with hashtag titles that you might find interesting. Expect an invitation to hashtag or Weather Wars. This is Robert Forsch for An Eternal Perspective. YouTube it.